Yes, it's all good when brothers come together. Well, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care. And I just want to say today is a good day. I'm feeling good about it. God has been good to me, and I got a lot to be thankful for. First of all, I'm here again, one more day. So all days are good days in my mind, to be above and not under. Yes. So it's all good. But listen, this week we're going to do something a little bit different. We want to specifically focus on community empowerment, community engagement. And of course, I had to go out here into the vineyard and grab one of the other yeomen of the gospel. So I had to go grab Martin. And anybody that know Martin know that he don't rest. He's always out there in the field doing the Lord's will. And so I had to go grab one of my good brothers and say, hey, Martin, we need to get on the show and we need to talk about what's actually going on in the community and what happened with real men that love God, labor for righteousness' sake. Yes. And so I had to just grab my brother. Not only that, we got another event coming up. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Matter of fact, would be the community and town hall meeting 3 with the superintendent on March the 28th from 6 to 8. And we're going to be doing it at Breakthrough Ministry over at 3219 West Carroll from 6 to 8. That would be this Monday. So Martin, you guys are hosting this event. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But we got so many other good things going on. We're talking about the work that you've been doing out in the community, how you always out with us when we're doing work to feed the homeless, when we're out in the community about violence prevention, when we're out in the community doing prayer vigils, when we're out in the community addressing opioids, when we're out in the community addressing fentanyl, whatever is going on in the community, you are there. You're part of the West Side Men's Group. You're part of the ministry. You're the co-founder of Let God Be True Ministries. You are just a warrior. You are a true vanguard in the community. And if ain't no one told you yet, I'm telling you right now, you are appreciated. You are a God sent, and your spirit and work ethic speaks for itself. So Martin, keep up the good work. And I'm going to tell your director, your executive director, First Lady Yolanda Fields, that you rock and you need a raise. I'm going to talk to my good sister and say, listen, please give our good brother Martin a raise, which she probably already has done because she's that type of sister. But anyway, Martin, we want to use this show to really kind of address some of the issues and concerns in our community. But we really want to talk about effective community organizing and engagement. I'm not knocking what other people do you. All I'm saying is those who know better do better. And the work that we have been doing in our circle that we are part of, we are really, really committed to the work in the community. That's why we do it all the time. And I'm sure you're no different because I'm out here with you. But I wanted those who may not know you personally to get a chance to know you because if they're in the community, they should know you. It's not hard to miss you. Especially with your, I have to throw you under the bus right now in a good way, with your po' boy soup. Hey, you laughing, but brother, I'm telling you, back in the day, that was what's going on, man. Yeah. I mean, we was out there at the encampment, the homeless encampment over there on Chicago Avenue in Albany, and you put that po' boy soup together and started mixing all that stuff in that soup, and all of us was around there enjoying that soup, my friend. So don't underestimate small beginnings, all right? Because you never know when you have to come back to it. Is that fair, Martin?
Yes, sir. Praise the Lord.
And matter of fact, it was good. But anyway, Martin, tonight we want to talk about again, effective community organizing, and I'm gonna pose a few questions to you about some of the things that you're doing, why we're doing a lot of the stuff that we're doing, why we're so committed, and we are real men. We are men that love our children, we love our wives, we love our community, and we love other folks' children. The name of this program is Fathers Who Care. We are fathers who care. And so I bring men in, particularly who are real fathers, grandfathers, surrogate fathers that are really making a difference. But Martin, I know what you do in your professional life. I know what you do in your spiritual life. As far as your ministries, I know the ministries you're a part of, not necessarily how long you've been in everything, but I know you're rooted. But Martin, I want to ask you, who is Martin Coffer? Not the director over at Breakthrough, not the co-pastor. Who is Martin?
Well, first and foremost, Reverend Jones, I do want to say thank you for inviting me, right? Thank you for inviting me in this sacred space in which you and your youth have really done a great job here at Fathers Who Care. I'm really humbled being here with you.
Thank you so much. Likewise.
I'm humbled being out there with you and co-laboring with you. I really appreciate, your ministry. I've learned a lot from you. I remember the first time we encountered each other. We was with Congressman Danny Davis.
Yeah,
right.
And still are.
On that initiative,
right.
Taking children to see their incarcerated fathers.
Yeah,
Father's
still doing it.
Yes, sir.
Still doing it.
So
But actually, we didn't go this last year. We
Right.
didn't go. We
Yeah.
came to your agency.
Yes, and you streamed it
to 12, 13 prisons.
Yes, sir.
Live from your agency.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So,
but go ahead, please.
But I really appreciate this, and like you say, with good people, I really appreciate that. So, but for me, as stated earlier, I'm a father, right? First and foremost, a husband, then a father, grandfather. I have 2 great grandsons.
And they on Facebook.
Yeah, they on Facebook. You see me holding them.
Yeah.
And, I'm a community member. I serve my community. At one time, out there and made some bad choices and had men speak into my life and help turn me around. So, and help me see the importance of community and help me see the importance of loving my own family, loving my own wife, and being accountable and a man that's at home and faithful. So that's who I am.
And you are that, Martin. I mean, we many times folks, I don't know if they're purging me or what they're doing, but they have their moments, right? Be asking me some questions about why you do this and why you do this and what got you into this and what got you into that. Listen, all that I do is another way to serve Him.
Yes.
And He has called me to do it because I wouldn't do it, all right? It's too much work.
Amen.
Right?
Yes, sir.
It's too much work.
Yes,
now,
sir.
if you really want to know the facts, if it was my choice, I would not do it. All right? Because it's a lot of work. But when you're doing it and you've been called to do it, it's not work. It's a labor of love.
Yes.
So I do it because God has called me to do the work that I do. And I know I don't have to ask you why you do the work. The work speaks for itself. That's something you just can't explain. You don't explain that. Your work speaks for itself. Your labor speaks for itself.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm going to come back and ask you this other question because I was talking to you specifically about your job. We was talking about you personally. Now tell me, you are the director of facilities at Breakthrough.
Yes.
Tell us what that means.
Well, I mean, in my position as community safety director and also director of operations at Family Plex, first and foremost,
It means you got plenty of titles.
you know how it is at
I do know.
right?
I do know. I do know how it is.
But they know, fact, when you love something, that you love what you're doing, you give your all to it.
Absolutely.
As far as for the community safety, we definitely want to see how we can partner and then leverage our resources for Breakthrough for our community, and then learn from our community and support our community by partnering with them. And then for my role as the Family Plex Operations Director is really just making sure that anyone that come into that building, they feel welcome in that building, right? We offer a service there that you feel that you can get in one of the most affluent neighborhoods, right? People walking in, we have an opportunity to get a real community. We have a fitness center that offers an affordable, convenient, and at times we offer free workouts in our fitness center. We have a cafe there that offer really good food. We offer rental spaces for our community so that if
Among other things.
Among other things.
Yeah.
Preschool, after-school programs. So
yeah, you've been rather modest.
Yeah.
But
so
that's
there's a number
It's
of things that we offer at Breakthrough.
Yeah, you can't even remember all of them.
Yeah, so we really want to make sure that our community understands.
Can you actually remember all the stuff you do?
Well, at the family plex I can, but not necessarily everything that Breakthrough.
Because I was going to go down the road with you,
we
of
got
course.
the homeless center.
Hey, I was going down there. I was going down there with
we
you. Got the shelters.
Economic,
the men's shelter, the women's shelter.
Yes, sir.
You have
the pantry.
The pantry.
Food pantry.
Which we've been in all of that.
And transitional housing.
Transitional housing.
Yeah.
And then I think there's
Satellite
computer
housing.
lab or something up in there.
Upstairs.
And then I remember one day we was up there doing some things with some young people, and they was working on, I think they was building Legos or something like that.
Well, they were, we have the robotics.
That's what it was. It was the robotics class.
The STEM.
The STEM, right.
Classes,
So it's a lot of stuff
It's a
going
lot
on.
of stuff.
But then the most important thing, though, Martin, I have to say, I was just over there with you, I think it was yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a certain spirit there. When you come in the door, you feel the spirit. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, certain people are a reflection of their leaders. And you can tell that people have been praying in that place. Because when you come in that door, as opposed to you feeling a certain strife or tenseness, you know, it's a calmness. All right, you can look in people's faces and see people working at little stations. I watch that kind of stuff. People working at little stations and they're working peacefully. I mean, they're in a good spirit. Folks serving food over there, and the kids are happy. The kids are happy. The kids are playing. You can see it in the kids' faces that they are having a good experience. So I'm letting you know, if you don't hear it, it's working. I mean, it actually worked. And I can see it going on over there. So with that being said, hey, Martin, you know, we've been talking specifically about an event we've been doing. Mm-hmm. And you guys are hosting our third town hall meeting with the Superintendent Brown, from the Chicago Police Department on March the 28th, from 6 to 8, open to the public. Now, this would be our third convening town hall meeting with the superintendent. Why, Martin, are we continuously hosting these town hall meetings with the superintendent, his brass staff, the community? The deputy mayor will be there. We got all kind of different people coming in. We got Chief Cato. We got Andrea Kristen. We got the CAPS Commander Colin Caldwell. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll have Director Brooks. We got the deputy mayor who will be there. Why are we continuously to engage in these conversations?
Well, first for me,
mm-hmm.
right, and I say this humbly, right, I hear a lot of people say, well, we need to rebuild our trust in the police.
Okay.
I think for me, I really think that we just need to build. I think our community never really had trust in our law enforcement.
Okay.
And I really appreciate that the superintendent is exposing himself to those, to us and to our community, mm-hmm. to hear what our community is saying. I really appreciate the fact that we have this opportunity to engage with him personally and talk with him, and he answered questions and again build that trust from the police to our community and to our community, from our community to the police.
Well, we got a group called the West Side Gap Builders.
Yes.
And we are that. We are gap builders, or we're building or bridging the gap.
Yes.
So I agree with you 100% in that the superintendent has been receptive.
Yes.
I don't work for the police department.
Neither do I.
Never would want to work for the police department because I think they work too hard, first of all. And they put themselves in some real precarious situations, and I'd rather serve the people on another level, mm-hmm. all right? On a spiritual level, if you mind, as opposed to being out there in harm's way with guns and all that kind of stuff. You know, I like that, the lighter way, mm-hmm. all right? Mm-hmm. But anyway, I do support any time we can get community leaders, community stakeholders, and sector partners coming together to talk about the issues that we're facing. We're focusing specifically on our young people.
Yes, especially now, this particular town hall.
Go ahead.
You know, we're really focusing on our youth, making sure our youth are present, making sure our youth have an opportunity to ask questions, engage, have the have the interaction with our civic leaders, and don't be afraid to engage with our civic leaders. So this one here is really special to me, not just because it's at Breakthrough, but the simple fact that we're really engaging and asking for anyone that have youth to please come out to this one so that our youth can speak, and our law enforcement and our civic leaders, our community leaders can hear from our young people. It's important.
Well, we talked about this a while ago. So this ain't something that we just thought about just to think about. Mm-hmm. I deal with young people.
Yes.
You deal with young people. I mentor young people. You mentor young people. I have an agency with young people. Mm-hmm. You have an agency with young people. I have a passion for these young people. Somebody got to help these young people.
Yes.
These young people can't be what they can't see.
Right.
So in order for them to be the best that we want them to be, we have to engage them and provide them with options. Mm-hmm. So you and I had conversations before about it's important that we talk to our young people. It's important that we trust our young people. It's more important that our young people have a chance to have a voice.
Yes.
And that we sit back as the elders and listen.
Yes.
I mean, we providing all kind of intervention, all kind of support, all kind of resources financially about violence. Listen, I'm going to tell you how you put a dent in violence. Provide options.
Yes. Yes.
Provide these young people with some options. Provide these young people with opportunity to develop themselves. Provide these young people with a nurturing environment like Breakthrough. Mm-hmm. And don't be judgmental with these young people, mm-hmm. but give these young people a voice and an opportunity. I see how you have these young people in your safety project. Mm-hmm. How they're leaders. Yeah. We talked before about this one
director, Damian Morris.
Hey,
he's doing
what you call him? His title is
he's
what?
Our senior director.
Senior director.
Yeah, and he's part of your program.
Listen. When I was coming into this business many years ago, like 89, 90, Damien was one of my mentees.
Yes.
In West Garfield Park, in North Lawndale, mm-hmm. at Family Focus. Now he's a senior director.
Yeah.
So it does my heart great to see that we can touch some lives. And he's still doing the work.
Yeah, and he spearheaded, working with youth in the violence prevention program. He has a teen program so that he's actually spearheading. He looks at how is it that they could earn money as far as doing landscaping, connecting with the neighbors, mm-hmm. connecting with our seniors in the community. So Damon has a great heart.
Brother, he got it honestly.
Yes.
I mean, it ain't like he just woke up one day and say, I think I want to go into this field. Yeah. No, he was groomed in it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was actually a participant of it. And he stayed the course, just like he's standing on our shoulders, my friend.
Yeah.
And it does my heart great. But anyway, talk to me about some of the other things going on over at Breakthrough. Also, I want to share with you all that on April the 9th, we'll be doing our annual Easter celebration food giveaway and community appreciation at Clark Park. Free food, free resources, free testing, all kind of. We're going to deal with this plight of the epidemic and some of the the pandemic and the epidemics that we're currently facing. And also, Martin, we're addressing particularly at this event the plight of mental and behavioral health in our community.
So important.
So it's a real issue in our community,
yes.
and we are tackling it head on. Also, I want to share with you that for young people between the ages of 16 to 24, Fathers Who Care has an internship program where we're affording young people. Forgive me on that, and some folks don't remember that phone anyway. We're providing young adults with internship leadership programming to develop soft skills to get them in the field of work. Mm-hmm. So we're paying these young folks $125 a week training programming to develop them to go into the world of work. Mm-hmm. So all these young people need to do is come into the agency, develop some soft skills,
yes.
develop some skills to try to reduce violence, resume writing, interviewing, dressed for success, all of that good stuff. And we're taking them to the next level. Mm-hmm. We're providing them options, Martin. Now tell me some of the other things that you are doing. You got the East Garfield Park Community Solutions Solutions meeting on tomorrow. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, there's this citywide initiative that's asking communities to come together. So for Breakthrough East Garfield Park, what we're doing is we're reaching out to all the community. We're reaching out to community residents. We're reaching out to community organizations that are located in East Garfield Park or maybe on the borders of East Garfield Park that's reaching into East Garfield Park.
In this particular endeavor. Because you guys are actually all over the west side doing stuff.
Yes,
but go ahead.
because we're partnering with CP4P. But in this endeavor, we're looking at how is it that we can come up with a comprehensive approach to violence for East Garfield Park. And we want to hear from our residents. Again, residents, community organizations, churches, ministry leaders, everyone. And so tomorrow at the Marillac House, located at 2859 West Jackson.
Another community landmark.
Another community landmark. I used to play basketball at the Marillac
Didn't we
House.
all?
Yes, sir.
Right there on the corner?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So
and it was peaceful.
Yes. We didn't have any issues. Right?
None at all.
But we're reaching out and asking people that you would come out. One, hear the data. Look at the data. Look at all of the individuals that are involved, that are just as involved. Look at the plight of our community on paper, because sometimes we can see it in our own little squares, our own little boxes, or our own little blocks. But look at the entire community and see, hey, there are some things lacking, right? But then also look at the data to say, hey, with all of this that's lacking, there's some resilient people here in this community. How is it that these resilient community leaders, these resilient church leaders, these resilient organizations, how can we come together? And how can we, again, together with a comprehensive plan to address the violence in East Garfield Park? Because East Garfield Park is different than West Garfield Park.
It is.
It's different than Lawndale.
It's
different than Inglewood.
It is.
It's not a cookie cutter solution, but I think we have the answer in East Garfield Park if we come together and we put together this plan. We look at what we need to look at. We look at the lack of organized block clubs. We look at the lack of housing, right? It's so many vacant lots that's in East Garfield Park. We look at the fact that there's no grocery stores in East Garfield Park, right? It's a food desert.
Yeah, poverty.
Yes,
yeah.
And poverty. Yes, the poverty, So being able to come together, look at the behavioral health issues that's in Garfield Park, the lack of resources to address the behavioral health issues in East Garfield Park, the stigma around mental health. So again, we just really asking the community, come out, let's look at the data, let's put together a comprehensive plan, and then on March 31st, there's a convening of all of the neighborhoods to come together, and we learn from each other. We look at each other's plan, we learn from each other, and we try to put these plans together. Put these plans together where we can even possibly look at funding. How do we come together around funding for these plans?
Well, it's
how
important.
Do we partner?
Yeah, it's important to have funding to do the work.
Yep.
I mean, you can't do the work, get through talking all you want to, but if you ain't having resources in order to get staff and in order to do the work that you need to do to bring about real systemic change, then you're just talking to yourself. So now this meeting is tomorrow at
11 o'clock.
At 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Give them the address again.
It's 2859 West Jackson.
It's 2859 West Jackson.
Yeah.
So we're asking those of you that's in the West Garfield Park community.
East Garfield Park.
East Garfield, forgive me. East Garfield Park. I mean, West Garfield Park, East Garfield Park, Garfield Park.
I grew up in Garfield Park. But we're partnering with the West Garfield.
You know what I mean? We do it all, right?
Yeah.
And it bothers me to have to say West Garfield and East Garfield. I don't mean, I'm not upset about it because I know it is what it is, because they are different communities. Yeah. But I'll just subscribe to Garfield
and then,
Park.
Even with some of the things that are happening in our community, some young men, they may not be able to cross that dividing line over into West Garfield.
That's a fact.
So we need to be able to address that, and we need to be able to put services where these young men and or women that may be involved in the situations, we need to put services there so they can safely attend and navigate right those services that they need.
Yeah, the boundaries.
And then hopefully they can then move forward.
That's the truth though, Mark, because I grew up in West Garfield Park. I mean, I used to live right there in West Garfield Park. I went to school at Weston House. All right, I went to school.
My wife went to Weston House.
I'm a warrior,
but I'm a commando. I ain't got no
warrior.
problem.
I'm a warrior.
Marshall Commando.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you. I went to Marshall too because I had to go to Marshall for night school.
Okay.
Seriously, all right? I had to go there for night school. Mama wasn't having it, all right? So I had to go there to make sure I got them credits up, you know. So I was at Westinghouse and Marshall too. Believe me, I know what time it was. But you were absolutely right in that, you know, folks who really don't know the dynamics in the community, they really don't know that there used to be this divide.
Yeah.
That you couldn't go from West Garfield Park into East Garfield Park. Yeah. You couldn't even go through the park.
Yeah.
Literally, Garfield Park, you couldn't go through that part. Yeah. And you couldn't cross south of Madison.
Yeah.
South of Madison was south of Madison, north of Madison was north of, and you couldn't cross over.
Yes.
But let's go back and talk about what you're doing, though, as far as bringing people together to build a real coalition of committed-minded people who are really trying to make a difference. So tell us, Martin, what, in your opinion, are we lacking as a community of bridging these gaps, of working together to really bring about systemic change? What problems are we really having?
Well, I think for us, some of the problems that we're having, you know, when I look at that question, is disinvestment, right? There's, you know, we see in our communities, I think just this past Saturday, someone at the mayor's meeting talked about how, you know, some of the communities look like it just caught on fire from 1968 and nothing has happened and never been rebuilt.
I remember.
Yes,
I remember.
I remember my mom running down Central Park with me as a 4-year-old. I mean, not Central Park, but California as a 4-year-old trying to get home to Polk Street.
That's mean when King was assassinated.
Yes, when King was assassinated. You know, so that disinvestment, and then the lack of, I would say, organized, structured community. Right? I mean, we used to have community, and what I mean by that, you know, Miss Smith would be able to speak into Martin's life if my mom was at work, because she was at work. So my community helped raise me. You know, when I got in trouble,
and disciplined you.
Yes, sir, and disciplined me. And we're missing that. Yeah. You know, and then also just the fact that that's that community knowledge of each other, the knowledge of the neighbor knowledge of one another.
Good neighbors.
Yes. So those are some of the things that I see, and again, that's my humbled opinion. I try to give that to my neighbors. You know, and my neighbors, I believe they give that to me. You know, we know each other. We have texting trees.
Absolutely.
We watch out for each other.
Absolutely. And that's how we were raised.
Yes.
Literally, that's how we were raised in our community. I mean, folks talk about the plight of Garfield now. They talk about, you know, the devastation of Garfield. You don't even know. Garfield used to be one of the most prosperous communities around. Yes. We had everything in Garfield Park.
Yeah. I worked on Madison Street. Gusini Shoes as a manager. Baker.
Yeah, you absolutely. And Big Ben.
Yeah.
Gold Blast.
Yes.
Three Sisters.
Yes.
All Alex Theater.
Yeah.
What's the Cascade Bowling?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is real talk. I mean, this community was prosperous. It will be prosperous again. And it's gonna happen. It's like somebody just trying their best to get my attention, and you will get it later. But right now, I'm doing this show. But Martin, you were talking specifically about the trust factor, and I'm suggesting to the folks who are watching to get in touch with Breakthrough. Can you give them a number if they were interested in learning more about Breakthrough?
Yeah, sure. I mean, definitely go to our website, breakthrough.org, and then our main number at the Familyplex is 872-444-8200, and we can help you answer any questions that you have about Breakthrough, not just the things that are happening at the Familyplex, but about anything that's happening throughout our campus in East Garfield Park.
Yeah, and so what we're really doing here tonight is just sharing a collaboration of folks who are really making a difference on the West Side. Again, on Monday, I don't understand these folks tonight. They just don't want to give me no play. On Monday the 28th from 6 to 8, we will be facilitating our third town hall meeting with our superintendent and other invited guests at Breakthrough at 3219 West Carroll. On tomorrow, Friday at 11 o'clock at the Marillac House, 2859 West Jackson, there will be
community solutions.
Community transparent Community Solutions Meeting.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And then on
We already know the problem.
We know the
We come
problem.
with solutions.
April the 9th, we'll be doing a Easter celebration, food giveaway, Community Appreciation Day at Clark Park, and opportunities are ongoing for young people who are in need and some soft skills, employment skills, job readiness skills, job development skills. We're doing that with the young people at Farmers.